Is it possible for foreign owner to open a traditional bank account for the Hong Kong company, like HSBC? Is it necessary to visit Hong Kong for the bank meeting? And what are the required documents? These are the questions I get in almost every consultation call with my international entrepreneur clients, no matter what industry they're in. If you have done Google search, you might be confused about the real onboarding requirements and procedures with HSBC because they are rarely discussed officially. Stick with me to the end of this videos and you will get insight from my practical client experience and the most updated onboarding requirements from the traditional banks in Hong Kong. I will cover 4 key points. Number 1, what are the basic qualifications for onboarding? Number 2, what are the required documents? Number 3, what is the update procedures and timeline for the onboarding? And lastly, I will share the key do and don't for your applications so you can manage the process better. If this is your first time on my channel, I'm Raymond, a licensed accountant based in Hong Kong. I focus on helping international entrepreneurs with everything from consulting to setting up and maintaining their Hong Kong offshore companies. Please like, share, and subscribe for more Hong Kong and international tax strategy. Let's dive in. Although the traditional banks like HSBC doesn't mention this on their official website, in practice, they rarely accept a business that doesn't have strong Hong Kong or China connections. In other words, the number 1 qualifications they look for is whether your company is actively doing business with Hong Kong or China. Now, if you have watched my other videos about banking, you might know Hong Kong is generally open to non-resident company owner and accept most types of business, whether you are e-commerce, trading, or services. However, traditional banks like HSBC will want to see proof of your business elements in Hong Kong and China. Additionally, this could be customers, suppliers, employees, and office, or even warehouse. A typical example among my clients would be e-commerce business that source and ship products from China. They are usually qualified. However, if you want a consultancy business, say you are based in Thailand with clients in US, then you are not likely to be accepted by HSBC or other traditional banks here in Hong Kong. This might sound like a bad news for you if your business has no Hong Kong or China elements, but no worry, you are not out of options. I've made series of videos about fintech solutions similar to Wise that work completely fine even your business is completely out of Hong Kong. If you find that you do qualify for HSBC, let's get your documents ready. The requirements fall into 2 categories, KYC and the KYB. For KYC, basic details like passport and residential address proof are must for every shareholders and directors. The most critical part is the source of fund. For the ultimate beneficial owner, you will need to provide the supporting documents like the personal bank statements, tax returns, sales slips, etc. that to show you have legitimate funding to run your business. For KYB, you will need a detailed business plan. This should include your business operation cycle, revenue figures, transaction patterns, and your market segment. Most importantly, and this related to my previous point, you will need documentary proof of your business relationship with either China or Hong Kong. For example, if you are in e-commerce or trading business, you will need to provide sample invoice from your China factory, delivery documents, contract, and so on. Let's talk about the procedures and the timeline. Based on the latest updates, HSBC and other banks like DBS, they centralize their application process on their website. This allows you to upload initial documents and any follow-up materials directly on their online system. In the final stage, with very few exceptions, these traditional banks will require all directors and the major shareholder to physically visit their branch in Hong Kong for identity verifications. And this meeting normally takes around an hour. After this final stage, the account is then likely to be ready within 4 to 6 weeks. So when you factor in the initial application time and the back and forth with documents, I always advise my clients to reserve at least 2 months from the start of the applications to the final account activations. Finally, to have a successful onboarding experience, there are key do and don'ts to bear in mind. Firstly, do remember less is more when creating your business plan. Focus on what you can easily prove with the documentations and keep your story consistent. Don't include unrealistic projections that might lead to more questions from the bankers. Second, do apply with the solid transaction history. This is especially important if your business is new. If you have a new business, consider starting with the fintech accounts, which is often failure to new business. Use the fintech accounts to build up at least 6 to 3 months transaction history before applying to the traditional bank. Don't apply immediately after incorporations if you don't have any business activity to show. Lastly, don't pay for guaranteeing success. I know some agency and middlemen sells application services, charging a large fee to guarantee a successful outcome. In my experience, the account approval teams at all banks are independent from the customer-facing bankers. There is actually no way for anyone to guarantee a bank account's approval. What you truly need is a proper assessment of your business, someone to tell you the real picture of the possibility and the practical tips for the applications. Having spoken with thousands of foreign entrepreneurs, I completely understand the panic around opening bank accounts, especially if you think traditional banks are your only options. I get it, forming a Hong Kong company without a bank account is pointless. This is why I always insist on reviewing and advising every single client before they incorporate with us. This is also the only way to make sure your plan can go ahead without uncertainty. Book a call with me now and let's get your offshore business set up for success. Have a good one.